Hey guys, Tara here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Angoville, playing a few days spawning in the south. We have lepractioner. As the horse there, and his loadout is mechanized assault, elite troops, and mobile defense. Facing off against him in the north, we have Justin XV as the US forces, and his loadout is heavy cavalry, airborne, and armor company. Lepractioner about rank 160, I think, with Ostia, and just next to about rank 90 as US forces. Historically, I veto Angoville as US forces. Feel like too hard for them to close out the game early with the way that the VPs are structured. And you know, US forces going into the late game is not that strong. Also, there are quite a few garrisons on this map, and they of course do not have flamethrowers, or unless you pick Rifle Company, but you know, that's not that desirable. So yeah, generally not a map I would play as US forces. See lepractioner getting down some wire to make access to that garrison very hard, and he has lost control of that. Some cheeky maneuvering by Justin XV coming right around the other way to wrestle control of this. Looks like he's going to jump in the building himself. Not sure who will win that one, honestly. Gets control of Justin XV's cutoff though in return. Rifleman charging in. It'll lose that engagement, but supporting rifles come in and end up turning that around. He's going to be able to stick around with that squad as well. It may have been worthwhile for lepractioner to try to stick around, force this retreat so the squad couldn't do the cap. He had to send this full house squad to do the cap whilst that one retreated to, you know, delay Justin XV's progress. Probably would have cost him one or two models though. But,
Rifle squad ready for action.
maybe would have been worthwhile for that cutoff to stay in place for a bit longer. With that squad, he's run straight for the fuel. Not really the best for your engineers to be out here. They will lose this engagement at that range, so lepractioner needs to get the squad out of this building himself so he can really get a proper squad up here to defend their very important building right on the cutoff on this side. Squad finally does get forced away. Needs to get his rifles, or his grenadiers moving. Got 4 rifles for Justin XV though. Suggests we're not going to be seeing the lieutenant from him. Yep, captain on the way. Flamethrower though for lepractioner, so that's really good for him. It's going to help him a lot with this garrison control on the right hand side of the map. Rifles are going to win this engagement though, especially with a bit of support. But here comes some mortar fire. Gets one model. We've got a flamethrower coming up with the grenadier and support. Gotta be careful he doesn't leave that flame out of cover. Getting very low. Yeah, he just decides to retreat there. Fair enough. Yeah, a lot of low health riflemen, so we're seeing Justin XV go for an ambulance now. Not a bad decision. Oh, he is engaging with these low health rifles. Drop 2 models there. Okay, if he lost 2 rifles from there, probably wouldn't have been worthwhile going for the ambulance. I've had that situation where I'm like, oh, I've got a lot of low health rifles, but then I bring them onto the map and because I really need to, you know, combat potential of them and need them to be fighting in some engagements. Then I end up losing those low health models, and then it's just like, oh well, delayed my light vehicle or my next unit for no real reason. Got to be careful about that if you go for the slightly earlier ambulance.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
222 coming in for lepractioner, a little bit late. No, I suppose it's not too bad. It's like alright timing. I built it like right when he had the amount of fuel. It's just his fuel income hasn't been that strong so far. He has control of his fuel, but he hasn't captured this standard territory point. You can see just next V at 29 and lepractioner only at 14 per minute. Gets flanked there with his machine gun as well, so things looking pretty grim. He really needs 222 to do the work. By going for the 222 though, it makes it very tempting for just next V to go for the Stewart, and as you can see he's got the resources required for that already. He gets it underway. So this 222 is probably not going to be that effective overall. Goes straight for the fuel point. I think lepractioner probably should play a bit more defensively here. Focus more of his units onto one side. Form a good sized front line. Here we go. This is trouble. Stewart coming forwards. He's activated the shell shock, but remember this doesn't stun tanks anymore. Just causes vision crits. Maybe turret jams as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, no more stuns, so you can't just like charge into any vehicle and stun it. Which is good because that was so rude. Bazooka upgraded on the captain to help out versus the 222. Oh man. Got some... Feels like I got a rock on my mouse pad or something. It's not making my mouse track very smoothly. It's quite frustrating. Once again, he's sending a grenadier squad out to this side. Force them away with the rifle grenade. Oh look, there's mortar teams doing the anti-tank duty. He's gone for another 222. This is actually not a bad idea. Two of them, he should be able to overwhelm the Stewart. Especially if the bazooka's not nearby. Stewart's in quite a bit of trouble here. Bazooka is nearby now, but the flamethrower squad's there. Here comes second 222. Needs to bring his machine gun up, I feel. Help with this push. Otherwise Stewart's going to get away. US mortar for just next V. I feel like this is one of the maps where you can make alright use of pack house. It's quite a large map, but you can just sit around here or sit around here. You could generally get quite a bit of work done, and do enjoy it a bit more. The US mortar, this thing's not that strong anymore. Oh, one more bazooka shell. Just needs to connect here. No, it's going to do anti-tank grenade. That is the end of the 222. Tried to get a bit heroic there, going after the Stewart. Did not work out in his favour at all. Bit of a waste. Do have an M1 now for just next V. And once again, harassing this fuel. COH2 isn't connected. This standard territory point is fuel income still very, very low. Means at this stage he's got to be looking. It's the Pioneers with the flamethrower going down there. And we got a rifleman with a flamethrower. Uh-oh. There's a reason why that doesn't exist anymore. Rifle company. Flashbacks. But either way, that's a big deal. Losing that flamethrower, turning over to just next V. He should be well in the lead now. He has lost one squad of rifles himself though, but picking up that flamethrower is a big deal. He's also taking down that 222. He's had much better resource income.
We're losing a capture point.
However, now the M1 doesn't have that much to do. You know, when there's two 222s on the field, it was, you know, it's quite valid to go for the M1, but now that one of them is dead, it's a bit of a waste of pop cap. And I'm not sure, I think he probably could have cancelled the M1, because I think the 222 died before the M1 came out, but it's pretty close, but I think that's what he could have done. Saved that manpower for his tech. Maybe, you know, gone for the...
We have a lieutenant reporting in for duty.
Oh, he's gone for lieutenant. This... I don't agree with going for lieutenant here. I think it'd be much better for him to go for a fast Sherman. There goes the Stewart. He popped his crew out though, sensing the imminent death, but he gets the rifles, I mean the Grenadier squad in return. Now the Pax also could be in trouble. Where is the machine gun? Okay, it's over here, facing the right direction. Pax should be alright. M1 being brought up to try and snipe down that 222, but not having much success. Once again, runs straight for the fuel. M1's now in trouble, taking quite a lot of damage. You can see lepractioner's his fuel income's just been, I mean his munitions income's been so terrible, but his fuel as well. Doesn't have any weapon upgrades on his Grenadiers. You generally probably want about 2 MGs at this stage, as well as that Pioneer flamethrower, or maybe, you know, 1 MG, 1 Teller, something like that. But nothing for lepractioner. That means he's probably going to have to go straight for a Tiger. Taking to tier 3 is not going to be viable this game. I suppose you could also go for mobile defense, call on the command tank. I feel like mobile defense though, I don't really like it these days. I prefer Blitzkrieg, you know, it's got the command tank, but it's also got the Stukalos air support planes. Tactical movement, it's a lot better commander overall. This used to be so super strong when you needed the Puma, when light vehicles were such a headache, but it's not the case anymore. You know, most of them have had their damage nerfed quite heavily. Doesn't really make the Puma that relevant. And yeah, Blitzkrieg also has the Panzer Tactician smoke. So it's just overall a much better commander, in my opinion. Gives you that, you know, access to the command tank without having to tech. So much stronger other abilities. Good reaction time to gets out of there before even one burst from that flamethrower comes through. But this is looking grim for lepractioner. Look at his map control. And once again, he's trying to just do too much. He's trying to spread out across the map. Generally, that's not how Othia works the best. Generally work around a slightly more tightly knitted cluster, making good use of your MG42. Making a steady advance that way.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Could go for the major right about now.
A capture point is under attack.
But you know, if he hadn't gone for lieutenant, could have had the major and actually been pretty much at the required amount of fuel for a Sherman. HE Sherman here would really seal the game. Probably force lepractioner into a second pack. And then if he got bars on his rifleman should be able to run over the Aussie infantry, and then he should win the game pretty handily from there.
Enemy contact! Where's he at? Our supply line's cut. Germans are making a push. The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
But he hasn't done that. Oops. Maybe I was just playing all along. Get the squad suppressed.
Ready for action.
So this is looking a bit better for lepractioner. He's finally got control of his side. He's got, you know, decent resource income coming in now. COH2 still alive. Hit feet 2. It's got this line of sight bonus now. So things should be getting a little bit easier for him. Mainly because Justin XV went for this lieutenant, which has really only worked as a combat squad for him. You know, maybe if he'd gone for the 50 cal as well. You know, 50 cal does pretty good damage against the 222. Also would suppress squads, make it a lot harder for lepractioner to move forwards. I mean, I probably wouldn't recommend it because he's already got the mortar team out. Maybe it would have made making the lieutenant, you know, a slightly more viable option. Well, he's actually not going to do that. He's going to go straight for the M10 armor company and miss all of his shots.
A capture point is being overrun.
He's going to be back in base for repairs for quite a long time, taking the tank gun shots as well as a pack hit.
Our supply line just got cut off.
Oh, that pack is in jeopardy of going down. He should be chasing it with this rifle squad. We do have bars for Justin XV. Well, that's also bad. M1 gets decrewed over here. I think that was forgotten about, honestly. He's trying to squeeze his pack back through now, but it gets decrewed. Oh, trying to crew that though, bad idea. That squad was super low health. It's going to get decrewed by 222. Oh, he popped smoke to try and cover its escape. Where's the attack ground by 222? He's not using it. Sniper comes forward, trying to decrew the pack, but no, it does get decrewed by this flanking grenadier squad here. The lieutenant now also has to retreat. M1's still available for capture though, so things not too bad for Justin XV. If he lost that M1, he would be in a lot of trouble. 2 anti-tank guns against the M10s makes it very hard to use them. Especially the M1, which has a really good firing arc. Makes, you know, those fast M10s makes it a bit harder for them to maneuver their way around it. Oh, and we have some stun grenades coming through. So lepractioner is indeed going to be going for a tiger, but it's going to be the tiger ace. And he did tick. He went for battle phase 2.
Sherman Dozer is ready for action.
He's going for fuel cache. Okay. I think probably I would have. He had mechanized assault, right? Probably would have gone for mechanized assault. If he didn't tick to battle phase 2, he'd be very close to the required amount of fuel for a tiger right now. Just as he hits 13 CPs, probably would be about right. As it is currently, I mean, he's still got to put down his tech, and even then, he's going to be. Maybe he has enough fuel for a Stug. If he saves a bit for Panzer IV. And typically Aussie tier 3, not very good against armor company. M10s just counter it so well. With their, you know, good maneuverability, strong penetration. Both of them taking 4 shots to kill from tanks or anti-tank guns. Second sniper for lepractioner though. And a bulldozer for Justin XV.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Still hasn't recruited that M1.
Under fire.
And as you can see, this is one of the reasons why I don't play this map as US Forces. Look at the VP score.
We're losing a capture point.
Justin XV should, by all means, I mean, he's been winning this game quite handily. He should have a massive lead right now, but he doesn't. Very hard to get a triple cap on Angoville. Generally does lead, you know, into those late game situations as US Forces, which you often want to avoid. Especially, you know, if he's not using the Pershing. Oh man, that is bad luck. Had to reload as soon as it set up. Uses it on me. He's going to be able to get a grenade off here. And that's going to be the end of their machine gun. He's going to steal that as well. That is bad news for lepractioner. Much harder to shut down flanks and snipers without a machine gun. It's going to make it very perilous to use those double snipers for fear of being flanked. Oh, Lieutenant went down to the Grenadiers, and he's going to be able to pick up a bar as well if he notices it has been dropped. I still would take that trade though, Lieutenant, for the MG42.
A capture point is under attack.
But the this mortar team has been doing really good work. Vet 3 already.
Gun crew just got wiped out.
What? Okay, his own mortar team got decreed there. Here comes the bulldozer. This thing has not been very useful so far, honestly. And when the Tiger Ace hits, it may find itself in a bit of trouble. It's just so slow compared to the regular Sherman. It makes it hard to outmaneuver the packs and the Tiger Ace, which comes onto the field straight away with all those movement speed bonuses the Tiger gets through veterancy, as well as the Blitz. It's actually a very, very fast tank.
Troop concentration! They got out ready! Stand by! Coming up on the flank! The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. Trying to outflank us!
Oh, nice grenade timing there. Force that grenadier out of the building immediately. But also a good dodge by lepractioner. The sniper took a nasty burst from the machine gun. So it's gonna pull that one out for some healing. No, still keeping it in there. Pop smoke to try and advance on the snipers. Double bazookas now. Nearly take down the 222. And 222 got to be careful. I think it will get penetrated by the S-mines. So yeah, sitting on top of your own S-mines there could be a bit dangerous. Here comes the bulldozer. It's got 2 squads. This squad very clumped. One good bulldozer shell could spell their death. It's not paying attention. Now it comes forwards. And that squad's moved. Ooh, but gets a good hit on the Pioneers anyway. Double snipers. And this one's hit vet too. That's when it gains its sight bonus, I believe. So makes it a bit safer. To move them around without, you know, any support. So that extra bit of sight range. There's the Panzer IV finally for lepractioner. It's got double anti-tank guns, so as I said, now he may be thinking about trying to save his manpower as he heads towards the Tiger Ace. So he is at his supply limit basically until the squads are reinforced. Oh, there goes the M10. Not sure what that was all about. He's taking a target weak point shot on his bulldozer.
M10 tank destroyer ready.
And that gets away using the Sherman smoke. Also seeing some 240mm artillery. You gotta be careful. Scatter on that's pretty wild. But that was just poor micro overall by Justin XV, losing his M10 there. Looks like he was having trouble, you know, microing both his M10 on the left and his Sherman on the right hand side.
Our supply line is cut. Germans are making a push.
Oh my god.
Someone get us out of here.
But either way, oh man, I feel like all the losses Justin XV has suffered in the last 10 minutes or so pretty much leveled the game up. Well, there goes the 222 at the very least. Does free up a bit of supply for lepractioner. Maybe you can go for another tank, another Panzer IV now. But having that line of sight was also pretty damn helpful on this map. Angoville is very, you know, not that many line of sight blockers on either side. having a nice recon unit does come in handy. I suppose he's got the snipers for that as well, but you never have too much vision of your enemy. Someone gets decrewed once again. That's one thing Justin has done a pretty poor job of, keeping his team weapons alive. He once been decrewed several times now, and so has the mortar team, I believe. I think though this one was a bit unlucky. A mortar shell landed on it, did quite a lot of damage. But I was also in quite an aggressive position there. And now look at his army supply. 64 against 86. He's got his tanks crewed at the moment, so there's no supply hiding anywhere. Oh, bulldozer shell misses the snipers, and extremely lucky there for Justin XV. One of those pack shots bounced. Remember, the bulldozer Sherman does have a little bit more armor than the regular Sherman. Can bounce pack and streak shots, especially if they were, that was close to max range, so the penetration of the pack a little bit lower.
A capture point is under attack.
Also has the extra health, so it takes 5 anti-tank gun shots or 4 shots in a Faust to kill, which is also why I survived there. A regular Sherman would have perished.
What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits? Green as green can be.
I can never remember how much health it has though. I always get confused because like T-34-85 has 800, but then the bulldozer and the Easy 8 have some like weird number of health. I think one's at like 720 and one's at 760 or something, I don't know. That was a waste of munitions, that bundle grenade there. I was never going to hit anything. Goes for the crush and he gets 2 models. They didn't nerf the turning radius somewhat of the M10, but it still goes alright on the crush. Just because it does have pretty good acceleration and top speed. Can't do those, quick spin around maneuvers anymore, but this could be important. Picking up a wipe here is really necessary for lepractioner. It doesn't look like he's going to do it, and probably fair enough that he didn't try and chase with this bulldozer either. Though I would suggest perhaps getting for the 50 cal upgrade on it. Perhaps a couple 50 cal bursts would have been the difference there. Looks like maybe he's trying to save munitions for the 240mm artillery though. Which could, result in a win, of course, but it's not as consistent. Engine damage on the bulldozer. This should be alright, back away to safety. Pack chasing it, that could be trouble because there's a rifle squad making its way out. No, Pack abandons the chase. But the VP is still pretty high for both players 35 minutes into this game. Neither of them have dipped under 250 VPs yet. It's that Angoville, the Angoville effect. Not as bad as Langreskaya, I don't think, but it does lead to some very, very long games, which tend to, disadvantage the US forces. Luckily though for Just Next V, you know, he's only got bars on his on his grenadiers instead of the MG42s. Yeah, those MG42s, his rifleman will be getting beat even more soundly.
Infantry, deal with the MG.
Looks like lepractioner is saving up for the Tiger Ace. Still going for another medium tank. However, you know, he's not going to have the supply for it. 26 pop cap. He's only got 10 spear. Whereas I think Panzer IV's 12 supply, so if he lost like one model, he could afford another Panzer IV. Picks up a rifle squad there. This could be the end of the Panzer IV though. There it goes. That's going to free up just about enough supply for the Tiger Ace. He's actually rebuilding his lieutenant, which doesn't make sense because he's got more than enough munitions to re-equip a squad with bars. And the lieutenant does cost more manpower to build, and also more manpower to reinforce. Because the lieutenant squad, I think it's got two models, different. 2 officer models. So if the officer model dies, I think that one costs like quite a lot more manpower than a regular rifle model. Which is why a lot of players, you know, don't really like having the officers around in the late game because they do bleed a bit more manpower. Sniper's working away on that stolen machine gun. If he uses the incendiary shot, we'll be able to wipe it. And there it goes on this sniper. So MG42 could be stolen back by lepractioner. He's, oops. Into backspace there, not the plus key. And here comes Tiger Ace. Oh, and the M1 got decrewed? Where the hell's the M1? Don't know. Oh, there it is. Oh no! M10 goes down. Tiger Ace here looks like it's about to win the game. Remember, the M10 does have 50 range, but so is the Tiger Ace. Tiger comes with 45 range to start off with, and then it gains the +5 range of Vet 2. So same range as the M10. M10 doesn't have any range buffer to work with to gain an edge. And smart moves there by lepractioner, killing the M1. He doesn't need another anti-tank gun. He's got 2 of them already. They're both vetted up, so they've got access to the target weak point. So things looking really strong for lepractioner. He's got a huge supply lead. The only issue could be is the drain from the Tiger Ace. I mean, he doesn't really need the fuel income, but the manpower drain could become a real factor as the game progresses.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
What's got wiped? Doesn't have his rear echelons anymore. I thought they died a while ago. So it's getting hard to keep track of where Just Next V's losses are from. Is that another rifle squad going down? I'm not sure. Oh no, vehicle crew's still there with the bazooka. Double bazookas in fact, so he's got a few bazookas. And lepractioner only has 1 squad of pioneers for repairs on that Tiger. That could be actually his undoing here. Not being able to repair up the Tiger Ace. Generally with heavy tanks, you know, you do want to have 2 squads of pioneers. And if you got you know, heavy tank and a medium tank, you may even want 3 squads. If you're playing exhausted. Tiger Ace coming forwards, take care of the ambulance. And the M10, lepractioner cleaning up here. Just next V in big trouble. You can see how much faster that Tiger is than the regular Tiger. Tiger Ace. Looks like he wants to try to get engine damage on it, and Tiger Ace doing a bit of a pirouette here, giving him the chance. Pop smoke to try and avoid the anti-tank grenade, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out. I think he's still going to take engine damage, but you've got to be careful. Yeah, coming out of the door. Very perilous. You're so clumped. Makes it very likely to get wiped by the Tiger's main gun. And here come the bazookas. Oh, but they're running over S-mines. Refresh M10 though. Could this get the job done on the Tiger Ace? Trying to flank around it. Oh, main gun destroyed. That's going to be the end of the Tiger Ace. I'm not sure if it's going to matter though, because 69 versus 41 supply. Look at the amount of units he's got up here. This is up here. But I suppose he's got the bulldozer. He's still up against those double packs. And now still in production for lepractioner. He doesn't really need the extra anti-infantry from another squad, so might as well just be able to chase down the bulldozer if he actually gets, you know, a few hits on it with the packs, and finish the job. The Stug is very vulnerable against the M10. Very vulnerable to getting flanked. I'm going to speed this one up for a second here. There's not much going on.
Rear echelon squad ready for action.
Okay, he's going for the cutoff here. Cutoff's becoming less relevant. As you can see, both players have quite a large surplus of fuel. I suppose the munitions could come in handy, but VP's the main priority right now. Ooh, sniper! Oh, sniper goes down. I think he used the on me ability to chase a little bit further with the rifleman. Nice work by Justin XV, taking down one of the snipers. Could be about to lose his, no. Stun grenade off target. Got bars versus bars. And yeah, the rifleman throw a grenade end up, I suppose, winning that engagement, but both of them get forced to retreat because that squad was so low. Nice attempt by lepractioner to try and wipe them on retreat with the Panzer Grenadiers, which have fit 2. Still makes his presence felt, getting a couple shots on the bulldozer. Brought his packs right on up. Very dangerous to do this without machine gun support, or without any support really. He's got one sniper, not even on full health.
A capture point is being overrun.
These Players having real trouble trying to close out the game. We have Just Nix V getting very, very low on VPs. He's now ticking under 100.
Grenade! Move! Area secure. In contact.
Get your men covering the approaches.
Who's got eyes on the shooter?
Objective secured.
Infantry, nail him with the MG.
A capture point is under attack.
Field promotion.
Well,
Heavy truck.
US Forces tanks trying to do their best, trying to hold on to these VPs. Allow Just Nix V to rebuild his army. And he's slowly closing the gap. Remember, your manpower income is smaller with the size of your army size. It's a COH2 combat mechanic. So you can see lepractioner does have less manpower income coming in, which does allow Just Nix V to close the gap, make his way back into the game. For all the people's complaints about RNG and COH2 and whatever, there are combat mechanics, one of the more forgiving RTS games in that respect, I think. So many other RTSs, 6 minutes, you stand no chance of coming back at all. Even like Pro versus Pro, not Pro versus Noob. Oh, Bulldozer goes to the Hail Mary shot, nearly pays dividends on that sniper. Oh, this is going to be a wipe. Yeah, there go the Pioneers. Kind of needed those to repair up his Stug. And lepractioner's hold on the map is starting to wane here. Supply difference, once the Bulldozer is recrewed, is actually going to be quite small. And especially if he loses his team weapons, he could be in a bit of trouble here. Very surprising that he still hasn't gone for weapon upgrades on his Grenadiers, though. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. G43s or MG42s, either of them, just get something. Be winning these infantry engagements so soundly, and even running into a machine gun frontally. If you go to like an LMG, maybe you can snipe down the gunner, and maybe you can actually win that engagement if you get lucky with your vetted up Grenadiers, especially if it's on low health. We do have a fighting position going down for Just Nix V, not a bad idea, because his hold on the VPs is very important with only 90 left. Some bazookas getting right up close and personal on the Stug. M10 takes a hit, backs away for repairs.
M10 tank destroyer ready.
Got a second M10 coming for Just Nix V, so now his army is actually pretty much the exact same size as lepractioner's. who has gone for Panzerschrecks. I don't know about this. Generally, Panzerschrecks like a fair idea against the M10 because, you know, obviously they can't get flanked like Pax can, but, you know, because he doesn't have weapon upgrades on his squads, I feel like he kind of needs the anti-infantry capabilities from his P-Rents. And also, it looks like he's just using them suicidally there, leaving them stationary in front of the bulldozer. Pack trying to knock out the bulldozer, just needs one more hit. I don't think he has line of sight of it though. He needs to use attack round. He's not. He's going to get decrewed by these riflemen. Should over here, not even helping. Shooting at infantry instead. Oh no, and his pioneer's going to be going down because they're repairing whilst under fire. A massive received accuracy penalty. Now there's Strugs getting flanked. And goes down to the M10. He's invested all this into tech. He's gone for tier 4, building a Panther. So, you know, you can't rebuild the Tiger Ace, of course, but...
M10 ready for action.
Oh, what a... just a shocking sequence of events there for lepractioner. Once again, he's trying to do too much, I feel. Once your opponent's down to 90 VPs, you know, all you have to do is like sit on 2 VPs, especially if you've got so many team weapons like you had 2 packs and the mortar team. Just, you know, sit on one side of the map. Could quite easily drain him out in a few minutes by doing so. Especially if you're trying to invest into tech, you don't want to be playing that adventurous at the same time, really stretching your army thin. And allowing your opponent into the game. Now the pack has been stolen. It's going to make it very hard for the Panther.
Enemy infantry.
He's lost one of his rifle squads. So where did both players go wrong in this game? Just next V, I feel, by going for Lieutenant instead of going for a fast Sherman. That was a very poor decision. Made the mid game for him extremely hard. Oh, well, there goes the sniper. Panther's there, but no machine gun support, no anti-infantry upgrades, so these grenadiers struggling to deal enough damage to take care of these squads. And he kills the bulldozer but loses Panther, and that's the game. But yeah, just next week, going for the Lieutenant there, I wouldn't recommend it. I think going for the fast Sherman would have kept his options open, maybe then gone for the Pershing afterwards. Probably would have been the better play overall. As for lepractioner, yeah, not going for MG upgrades on his grenadier is just a terrible, terrible idea. Overextending as well. It feels like his play was a bit scattered, not trying to, you know, work around his support weapons, which is the strength of us there. Tried to spread out too much too often. Almost, you know, almost pulled this one back with his good 222 and sniper usage, but really fell apart right at the end there. Maybe fatigue got to him and this game stretched on. Quite a long game, this one. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.